Did you know that as time passes, your body starts functioning differently? At 60, many men begin to notice that their energy, vitality, and sexual performance are no longer the same, and what you don't know can be much more dangerous than you imagine. The worst part is that if you don't take action now, the signs of aging can affect your health in an irreversible way. Want to know what can happen and how to prevent it from happening to you? Then pay close attention, because the future you fear so much is closer than you think. Congratulations! You've reached 60 years of age, you're still sexually active, and to continue like this at 70 and 80, we'll cover everything that can happen to you at this stage of life and how to prevent or reduce the symptoms. So let's get to it. One thing is obvious, and I'll say it right away. Yes, you are aging, and that's okay. Only those who are alive get older. Congratulations! But, as your knees have already told you are not the same guy you were at 20 or 30, right? Your muscle tissues start losing tone, your bones become a bit more fragile, and your blood flow begins to decrease. Diabetes can appear, as well as hypertension, heart disease, and arteriosclerosis, the hardening of the arteries. Of course, all of this can happen. Here, we're going to talk about the necessary precautions to minimize the impacts of aging on your health and sexual performance. Testosterone levels begin to decline. The peak of testosterone production happens around the age of 35. You already know that testosterone is an essential hormone for men. It regulates many things in your body. It's important to always keep an eye on it to ensure it stays within normal levels. One thing to note, in general, loss of libido is not solely caused by testosterone levels, but mainly by psychological factors: lack of erotic stimulation, lack of focus, and lack of sexual activity. Did you know that you can stimulate testosterone production naturally? We'll talk about that. Next point, a decrease in spontaneous erections. That's right. You know those morning and nighttime erections you get? They start to decrease for two reasons. Both your vascular system and penile tissues begin to age, and your nitric oxide production, which is responsible for erections, starts to drop. You'll begin to notice that your spontaneous erections become less frequent, and their duration may also start to decline. However, if you've been following us or undergoing training, you already know that this happens due to lack of use. The famous sexual battery that I always mention. Just like a car sitting unused in a garage, if it's not driven, the battery dies. The same principle applies to your sexuality. Think about it. Your tendency is to have lower testosterone levels, and at the same time, your system is beginning to show signs of aging. This partially reduces your desire, creating a negative cycle where, with less desire, you think less about sex, which results in even less desire. Consequently, there's less sexual activity. Actively thinking about sex helps boost your testosterone production and increases libido. How do you have more erections? Masturbate more. That way, you stay sexually active. Use it or lose it. That's the best way to keep everything functioning properly. Another thing that happens over time is an increase in your refractory period. This is normal and should be understood. We need more stimulation to achieve the same response. The time needed to have another erection after ejaculation increases, and that should be respected. Here, I always focus on quality, but enough about what can go wrong. Let's now talk about how to prevent these issues and keep your sexual health strong so you can enjoy life like you did in your 30s, but with even better quality, okay? However, there is no easy way to achieve this level of performance. It requires effort, but it's worth it. It will not only help you in bed, but will also improve your longevity, intelligence, and overall vitality. In other words, the advice I'll give here will make you a better man in every way. So grab a pen and paper to take notes. Maintain your weight. Do not gain excess weight at this stage of life. With a slower metabolism, losing weight becomes much harder. And you know, the more weight you gain, the higher your cholesterol levels. The more cholesterol, the more clogged arteries, the lower your testosterone, libido, energy, and, ultimately, the worse your sexual performance. Engage in physical activity. I don't care if it's MMA, tennis, Muay Thai, or yoga. I really don't care. Just break a sweat, stop making excuses, and start doing something. The more you exercise, the more muscle mass you maintain, and the more hormones like testosterone you produce. Not to mention, your circulation improves significantly, and as a bonus, you'll sleep better. Get quality sleep. Make this a priority in your life. It's useless to do everything else right if you don't sleep well. During sleep, your body regulates everything: weight, muscle recovery, stress, hormone levels, and overall functioning. Therefore, do everything you can to maintain high-quality sleep. The older you get, the more important sleep becomes. Take care of your sleep hygiene. Visit your doctor regularly. You can no longer afford to neglect your health. You must, and I'll repeat, must go to the doctor once a year for a complete checkup. This means running a full body assessment to ensure everything is in order, okay? During this checkup, you'll be able to analyze all the factors we discussed and make sure you're in good shape. Think about sex. Neuroscience explains this. Your brain doesn't clearly distinguish between imagination and reality. In other words, the more you think about sex, the more your body prepares for it. Want to increase your testosterone naturally? Set reminders on your phone. Practice visualization exercises every morning, and you'll notice an insane difference in your desire. Studies show that thinking about sex increases testosterone levels. And when I say it increases, I don't mean just a little. I mean it can double your testosterone production. So, adopt this habit immediately.